And we will be back in 1 minute, actually.
That is
I almost started talking, and then I caught the clock out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
I can give these away from Homecoming.
Nice. You should, yeah, go live with those. Oh, wow.
Create seizures overseas.
Harry.
Oh, he's here. Harry.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
30 seconds on the clock.
We'll be live.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
We'll be live in 30 seconds, but nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
So we're just basically talk about your time at Cornell, what you've been doing since Cornell, and kind of how you stay involved with the university.
Sure. Yeah.
And you're in Australia, correct?
Yes. So I'm in Sydney, Australia, and I'll see if I can show you the blue sky. Can you see the blue sky?
I see sky.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We are live now with Harry Chiam from the class of 1985. He's coming to us from Australia. Beautiful thing about a 24-hour broadcast. Everyone's awake somewhere. How you doing this morning? Well, early this morning for us, Harry. How are you? How's your afternoon going?
It's been terrific. We're moving offices, and I was packing boxes, and then suddenly I realized I got to jump on this call on Google Hangouts. So here I am.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. It's always nice. One of the greatest things about Giving Day is just getting exposed to all the different alumni all over the world and really getting a feel for what a global alumni community Cornell really has. So again, thanks for joining us. So you graduated in the class of 85. Tell us a little bit about your journey to get to Cornell. What made you decide to enroll?
It was a good school then. It's a good school now, and because I was coming from overseas, guess my folks felt that Ithaca was a safe place to go to college. So it was as simple as that. At Cornell, I majored in government, and literally I picked it because I went through sort of rankings and reputations of various departments. And at the time, government had a very good reputation. I figured I'd get a good education in the government department.
Great. What were some of your favorite experiences during your years in Ithaca?
I remember going to Victory Club, I think on North Campus, and then in my fraternity at Cap, and just meeting the people in my fraternity and in various classes. And you know the name Glenn Olschuler?
I do know that name. Yes.
Yes. So Glenn has done a terrific job of staying in touch. So he was probably one of the first people I met at Cornell way back in 1981. And still today, I get an email from his EA every other week with his writings, and then he writes a letter to us every year. So that's how I've stayed in touch with Glenn over the years.
Did you buy his most recent book?
No, it's life is so busy now. I just don't have time to read. There's so much I'm doing that I'm finding that, books have to be shorter, but yes, I will buy his book at some point for sure. Yeah.
Well, we might have a copy around here somewhere. Maybe we can send it to you on the house since you joined us today. We could probably get him to sign it too for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The other experience I remember was singing in the Glee Club. So I joined them maybe sophomore year, and I went on tour in California and Florida. and that was a great experience. You know, I think the Glee Club still is strong on campus, and they have their homecoming concerts and reunion and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had 3 guests so far, and you're the second already that has a Glee Club on their resume. So I think that's a group that I know is fundraising today as well. So anyone out there that has a Glee Club affiliation or loves the Cornell Chorus and Glee Club, feel free to support them on Giving Day. Was that unique for you, Harry? You know, the idea that you could come to a place with, such a high academic reputation, but then also engage in activities like the Glee Club?
I think it probably was something I hadn't really done before. So I was in the Sage Choir freshman year, and then I was in the Glee Club after that. But I did a lot of stuff on campus. We had back then an orientation committee, orientation counselors. I don't know if we still have that at Cornell to welcome freshmen when they arrive in the fall.
Yes, yeah, great. So what was the journey for you going from Ithaca to Australia? How did that happen?
Well, I was working in New York City at the time, and I was looking to move from where I was working. I was working at Christian Dior, and I really wanted to move on. So I wrote to a few companies, and I wrote to Kellogg in Battle Creek, and at the time, way back in 1991, they were looking to hire some people to move to Sydney. So that's how I got to Sydney. And I still remember the flight from LA to Sydney, and then just coming over the water in Sydney Harbor, and just, those blue waves and the blue ocean. I still remember that after all these years. So and it was meant to be a temporary assignment, but that was 25 years ago, and I never left.
And Blue Skies, which you were showing us right as we were coming on the air.
Yeah, that actually was deceiving, because it was raining pretty heavily earlier today, and I thought we wouldn't see the blue skies, but here they are. So it's been pretty warm this past autumn in Sydney, and I think global warming is going to make it a pretty warm winter. So yeah, there you are.
Well, you don't have to sell people in Ithaca on a little more warmth. As you probably remember, we don't always specialize in that for most of the year.
No, so I haven't been to Ithaca probably since about the late 80s and the 90s. Has it gotten warmer with global warming?
This winter was pretty mild. The previous 2 winters, courtesy of the polar vortex, was quite frigid. So it kind of, but then I think maybe 4 winters ago it was 70s in January and February. So it's really kind of been an EKG in terms of the climate here in Ithaca. But
I know what you mean.
We still get plenty of cold. So if you're missing it, we can try to push some down to you. So how do you Sydney, Australia? That's a long ways from the Cornell campus here in Ithaca. So how do you keep in touch with the university? How do you stay connected? And do you keep in touch with your fellow alumni?
I think early on when I arrived in Sydney, there was a small group that met every year for Zings in October, and would meet in Sydney somewhere. And then the guy who organized that, I think, left Sydney to go back to the States. So his name's Adam Bagley, and you know, he asked me to take over organizing Zings and the Cornell Club in Sydney. So since then, that probably happened maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. So I organize Zings every year, and we have a Chinese New Year dinner in Chinatown, and we try to get together maybe one other time with the alumni, because you know, we probably have, I looked it up last year, we probably have, I don't know, maybe 750 alumni in Australia. So there's a lot of people, and a third of that. But when we run an event in Sydney, you know, in order to get critical mass, we tend to go in Colombia a bunch of people,
Okay.
like-minded people, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're not quite up to the Cornell standard, but I'm sure they're decent enough individuals.
Not too bad. They've been really nice, and they also invite us out to their events. So yeah, you know, it's kind of nice. Yeah, you know, meeting other people. Yeah.
How many people do you usually get out for Zinks night?
Last year we maybe had only about. I think that was maybe three. It's not the number of people. It's really the number of interesting conversations and things you get, you know, people and all of that. So yeah, we always have a great time. You got to join us in Sydney this year.
I would personally love an excuse to have to come down to Sydney. So if you can write a letter to Alumni Affairs and say Keith needs to come to Sydney, I will be on the flight. I would just require a little.
That would be great.
Or we can at least do another Google Hangout for Zinks night to feature clubs all over
that would be cool. That would be good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
So are you still working for Kellogg, or have you moved on to something else down in Sydney?
So I joined Kellogg in marketing, you know, way back then, and then about the mid-90s I got bored with marketing, so I became an accountant. So I've worked in accounting since, and I now work for a US company called Axiom. I don't know, have you heard of Axiom, Keith?
Yes. I couldn't tell you a lot about the company, but I've definitely heard the name.
Yeah, so what we do is we build audiences for marketers. And in the old days, Axiom had mailing lists, and that's the basis from which you're able to do direct marketing and all of that. But you know, society and the times have since marched on, and on Facebook and Google and Yahoo for marketers in order to reach people with relevant one-to-one advertising. So you know, it's no longer mass marketing, but it's, you know, personalized marketing. So what you see when you're on the web is something you want to see, and it'll make you click through and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's what we do.
Great. Well, if there's some Cornellians out there that could benefit from that marketing, get in touch with Harry. Sounds like he could help you out, and there's certainly no shortage of Cornellians running businesses that could sure benefit from, especially the kind of the new media marketing is something I think is something everybody's trying to still figure out to some degree. So sounds like you could be an expert on that. All right. Well, Harry, what are you? Do you want to make any kind of a plug for any area of Cornell that you want your fellow Cornellians to support on Giving Day today?
Yeah, what I like to challenge the university is to you know, to emulate and do what some of the other schools have been doing on edX. So Cornell is a partner on edX, which is this online education platform. You've heard of edX, haven't you, Keith?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think one of the courses is it the ethics of food? Did I get it right? The ethics of food or the ethics of eating?
In terms of what Cornell offers.
Exactly. I think that's one
Yeah.
of the courses
Yeah,
on
that
ethics.
yeah, I think you're in the ballpark there.
So something like that. So
Yeah.
what I would challenge fellow Cornellians is to support Cornell's efforts on edX. I think we probably offer maybe half a dozen courses. Some of them, courses in the hotel school or human ecology, things that we are famous for. But some of our partners have moved on and they are offering 4-credit stuff and certificates on edX. And I think we make the world a better place when we can help educate people who cannot afford to come to Ithaca. And if we can touch someone and inspire someone to look at Cornell as a place, hey, I think for them and for us.
Yeah, I think I think Cornell certainly has a unique, wide range of knowledge and expertise on campus, and I'm sure we'll continue to identify new ways to share that knowledge and give people access to those certificates, as you say. I believe the before mentioned Glenn Schuler is working on some of that. So you might be able to reach back out to him and find out what Cornell's doing in that space.
I know Glenn has been teaching an online course in winter session and maybe summer session, and I will reach out to Glenn to see if he would convert one of his popular courses to edX, to reach just to reach more people. I think more people deserve to hear what Glenn has to say about American culture and all these things he's famous for, and his Cornell history book,
which we are going to get you a copy of. And we'll make sure.
I appreciate it, but pay for that.
It's on us. It's on Glenn. We'll tell him for you. Well, Harry, thank you so much for making some time for us. Thank you for all you do for Cornell down in Sydney, helping make your alma mater really the alumni community a global community. We will try to find a way to connect with you for the next Zincs night.
That would be great. Thank you so much for the invitation. Have a good night, Keith. Thank you.
You too, Harry. Thanks so much. Harry, Harry Chiam, class of 1985 from Sydney, Australia. And we will be back in about 9 minutes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Harry. With Tamar Law, a Cornell student, who is coming to us from Madagascar. She is studying abroad and will join us at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I believe we are about 8 hours behind Madagascar, I think is what she told me. So we look forward to that. And as a quick update for you before taking another break, I can tell you, we are at 299 gifts, $37,055.28. Gotta throw in the change there. So we are. Let's see. Do a quick refresh here. Oh, I thought we could kick it over to 300. We'll call it 300. We'll round up. We're in a good frame of mind right now. So we're an hour and a half into Giving Day. Nice little tidbit for you here. After the first hour of Giving Day last year, we were at 97 gifts. This year we are at we're an hour and a half in now, but let's just say we're doing really well, and we thank you for all your support. To more than double the amount of gifts we had this time last year is a testament to your continued support of Cornell and helping us advance the mission. So we will be back in roughly 7 minutes with Tamar Law from the class of 2017. You heard that right, 2017. Might make some of us feel a little bit old. We'll be back soon.